Okay, well, welcome folks to, I think this is episode 10, maybe 11 of our Facebook Live sessions that we're bringing to you from Fitness Australia. Today is a really topical one because as recently as this morning, I received a couple of communications from members really quite annoyed and disgruntled that we continue to have politicians, health department people making statements about how allegedly unsafe the gym environment is for our staff and our members to come back. And that's why today's is a really topical one, because I'm talking today to Phil Scardinio from Clean Life, who has just come on board as a major supporter of Fitness Australia. We're going to be talking in a minute to Phil about his products and what they can do for our environment. At the end of the session, I also want to call out to all of you to help Fitness Australia, I guess, start the re-education process of these people that are making these statements, which are proving quite unhelpful and quite negative for our sector. But we'll get on that a little bit later. But I want to introduce Phil Scardinio. Phil is based in Adelaide, my old hometown. So I'm really, really pleased that Phil is coming from Adelaide. And we're going to talk about the Clean Life range of products and what they can do for our sector in this time of heightened awareness, I guess, by everybody of the need for improved hygiene protocols in our gyms and with our PTs and so on. So Phil, from your perspective, welcome to Fitness Australia and welcome to this Facebook.
Thanks, Barry. Thank you.
But from your perspective, how is COVID-19 and this terrible thing which is impacting on us all now, how do you think it's changed the hygiene protocols in the fitness industry?
Barry, I think COVID-19's changed protocols in the industry in general. There's no doubt. There seems to be this focus on the fitness industry and gymnasiums, etc., because you've got high touch points, you've got bodies in there, there's sweat and there's exercise. But it's no different than really the protocols that are impacting things like schools, childcare. I mean, even my business here, we're manufacturers. We've had to implement certain protocols now that we never did before. Things like wipes near our photocopy machine and printers and these things that we never did sort of 6 to 7 months ago. For the fitness industry now, I think it's more about ensuring that, and we discussed this previously, that it's seen as an industry that can be in parallel with things like a physiotherapist or a chiropractor's practice, no different than that. Because we know that from our involvement with the medical sector, there's been rehab centres, etc., that have stayed open during this period. And the gymnasium I go to is probably cleaner than some of the rehab centres or physios I've been to. So it's really now just to ramp up the awareness factor from really the point of entrance to the time that people exit your business. And it's the communication. I think that's been the key. The best fitness centres I've seen around the country that have got involved and done it properly have really communicated well to their client base. And I think being in the dark is where people, if there's doubt, they'll probably stay away. But if they've got a clear mindset of where they're going, then they'll, because people want to exercise. It's the middle of winter in most states at the moment, and you don't want to be outside exercising when you can go inside to a decent fitness centre.
Yeah, and look, we'll talk a little bit later about, I guess, how gyms can give the correct, I guess, not just image, but reality of providing a safe environment. But I've got to say, Phil, when COVID-19 first hit us here and we were shut down back in March, I reckon over the last 6 months, I've probably had about 20 emails, phone calls, unsolicited calls from all around the world with people trying to sell me hygiene products and of varying quality and so on. But I guess we have been very careful to look through all of these sort of claims that have been coming forward to make sure that we partnered with an organisation with credibility, made in Australia, made in South Australia in your case, which is great. But what's the Clean Life story? I mean, where have you guys come from in terms of your background, how it got to where you are today?
Yeah, look, we're manufacturers. We've been doing this for 30 years. With COVID, we started producing isopropyl alcohol products because I'd actually had the state government here contact us. We were on a list of manufacturers that dealt with alcohol, and there was a real shortage in the ability to service aged care in that space. So we helped out like a lot of other companies did around the country at the time. What was coming to the forefront across the country was this issue with non-Australian made products. And when it came to wipes, we had discovered that literally 99% of what was on the market was imported. And there was only 3 manufacturers at the time that were producing wipes. We were one of those. And then since then, there's only 2. One's departed. Now that, everyone wants an Australian-made product because there's trust in the way we do things here with our quality procedures, etc. But the issue for us was then, how do we ramp that up? And so we appointed someone that was ex-Mayne Pharma in the pharmaceutical space, and they've really led this project for us. And we went through the Therapeutic Goods Association with their laboratories, the accredited laboratories. So we had our products tested and certified from that perspective, so we could prove to the public that the products would kill the germs that we state they can. And then it's all the quality procedures. I mean, the thing that we do here, no different than all the other products that we manufacture in that liquid space, which we're a liquid compounder as such. But our plant here can fill in anything from a little bottle of 100 ml right through to large ISO tanks. But we check everything that comes in. So the procedures we have as a quality business is that all raw materials that come in on site get tested before they're used. We then have our procedures in place for quality assurance on products that are produced on the production line. They get okayed or signed off on. They then get packaged and then they're ready for release. And so we've got retention samples, retains, that we call them that. If there's ever an issue, there's a batch number on our products. You can check what it was, where it was made, and we've got people here. Some of the stories we've had around the country during this period have been quite frightening. I know people in the beauty industry that have been using a hand sanitizer. The breakout of where their skin and eczema has come across from regular usage. And when you look at what's on the bottles or test it, there's been a lot of talk of late about products that don't even have 20% alcohol in them to kill the germs. But you've also got the other side of it where they just overdose these products, where they're really harmful. And when they come in contact with skin, they can be very damaging, also from respiratory issues. So from CleanLife's perspective, we're all about hygiene, live a clean life, as our website states, and we've just sort of extended that range. So the wipes are what our major bolt-on of the business is, and then we have hand sanitizer, antibacterial soaps, and surface disinfectant sprays, and it really covers that space. Our R&D lab are creating more products at the moment, but that's really what's bolstered down the range, and it gives our members, all our client base, just that peace of mind that there's someone they can talk to in this country that can track and trace, and that traceability of product quality I think is key and peace of mind for everybody.
Yeah, so Phil, I left my previous gym when I went back to the gym when they relaxed the restrictions here in New South Wales, and I left that particular gym because they were not, in my mind, demonstrating good practice in a COVID-safe environment. And one of the things they were using was Ajax spray and wipe for their cleaning with a hand paper towel, and it was just really, I guess, indicative of a lack of understanding and perhaps a lack of due diligence and things like that. Where are your products tested, and how are they approved, so that if people want to buy your products and use them, which hopefully they do, how do they know they're actually getting a product which is been validated and approved? I mean, there was a story just recently I saw in the media where a guy had made a whole batch of hand sanitizers, but they hadn't actually got the minimum alcohol content, and therefore they were not usable. We need to make sure, and Fitness Australia needs to make sure that any product we're endorsing obviously meets the appropriate protocols. Yeah,
so we've got specifications on how we manufacture. We've got our quality procedures in place with our chemists. Like I said, they check off everything, even to the point with isopropyl alcohol that we buy in. We do a check on that before it actually goes into production to ensure that it's at the correct percentages that our suppliers have provided us. We then do a check at the end of it, because there's a distillation process that they use. They go deep into that. But when you mentioned about the testing, so the TGA have accredited laboratories around the country that they will accept those reports as being of a quality that means that it's an accredited lab. So we used a laboratory in Melbourne or Sydney, I think it was, Eurofins, that are TGA registered, and on all our products to ensure they were approved. We've been the only brand of product around the country with our full range and the only wipes in the Australian Made campaign, and we had to submit all that information there as well. So, we're confident that we've met all the requirements, and we're here. Like, my face is on social media, Barry. Our brand is there, being as transparent as possible. We're not fly by night, we're here to stay. Hence why we wanted to get involved with Fitness Australia and work with you guys. But that's sorry. Go on. That story you raised about the lack of alcohol. Speaking to one of the customs officials, the stories we don't hear of stuff that's being held up at the borders at the moment because it hasn't passed or they don't know what's in it. Yet we're being flooded. I mean, you can go to a petrol station and you don't know what you're buying in a bottle there, and you just got to be very, very careful. And that can be the consumer selecting it. But if you're the business that's actually putting it on your shelf or putting it in your workplace, even with your staff, you want to be 100% certain you know what's in it. Otherwise, there's potential ramifications that come back to bite you on the backside.
Exactly. What are some of the issues? Okay, we've got a good range of products here, but it's also knowing how to actually apply and use those products. So this same gym that I've now left, I won't name them because I don't want to embarrass them, but I said to the manager, you guys need to be going around and cleaning the contact points at least of these facilities. And 5 minutes later, there's a young guy walking around with a spray bottle and a cloth in his hand, cleaning all the seats. Did not touch the hand contacts or the bars at all. And I thought, well, okay, so he might have the right materials. He might have been told what to do, but something is missing here. So how can you guys help our members make sure they're actually not only got the right product, but using it correctly as well?
Yeah, look, that's a great question, because I think the intent by many business owners is to do the right thing, but they haven't. They just don't know what they don't know. So we offer a whole lot of support packages. So behind me, you'll see there's some of that signage up that we have with our character that's on our website video. And we offer that to all the members for free, and they just basically signage they can put in the workplace just to educate both staff and client base on what to do while they're inside their fitness center or gym. But the other thing is really all the documentation stuff. Like, businesses need to know that, are they safe to bring people back in, and letting those people know. So cover yourself in terms of advising your staff what the procedures and processes are, and your clients. The gym I go to, when they opened up again, they did a great job of actually advising the client what the requirement was before coming back in. So you went there knowing exactly what you had to do. There was wipes at the door before you sort of came in the morning. All those touch points, hand sanitizer after every exercise, you wipe down exactly what you said, handles and seats. But then we offer training as well. So we can do one-on-one sessions. We're looking to get a feel for where the members want in terms of a potential Zoom webinar like this, where we've got a trainer who is in the safety space. And this now is a health and safety issue. Hygiene is part of that. It's like you think about a building site. You're never going to go on a building site without a hard hat and a vest on and steel cap boots. Gymnasiums now need to have wipes, sanitizer, and surface sprays. That's just the way of life, and it's never ever going to change. And it's not just the fitness industry; it's industry in general, but particularly fitness industry, as you said, because I think we all know the benefits of being fit. And the next pandemic, which there will be one, or the second waves of these things that are around there, we want the ability for them to be open, like I said before, like a rehab centre. Why be closed? So we can offer all that support one-on-one with gymnasiums, with business owners, documentation we provide for them to bring people back into the workplace, ensure they're covered so there's no exposure to them legally, and also ongoing support in terms of how to use products. So we've got, for example, an isopropyl alcohol wipe, and we've got an antibacterial wipe. There's a difference when you use either of them. There's a risk, if you overuse wipes on the wrong place, because the alcohol wipes can be a little bit aggressive on the skin if you're using them all the time, whereas the antibacterial wipe is a lot more skin friendly. So when do you use them? What gyms should be doing at the end of the day as a general cleanup. We've got food safe sprays as well that can be sort of in the kitchen areas for their staff. and even things on what you do around wet areas with the antibacterial soaps versus just a normal soap. And this is all about education and creation. I mean, 6 months ago, no gym owner really was focused on that. I mean, they were focused on keeping the place clean, but not understanding where the demands were with hygiene. Now they're just one of many other businesses globally that just have to attend to this. And I think perception is the key, Barry. If you're seen to be doing the right thing, you're going to be seen as a clean business, and that's really important.
Yeah. So from your point of view, Phil, what's the key message you want to leave with the viewer from Clean Life's perspective?
Look, I think you're never ever going to be criticised, or there'll be never ever a stigma attached to people saying, "Oh, you're too hygienic." That's never going to be the case. So, from a business owner's perspective, as a gym or fitness industry, that's a really important message. Your clients might go, "Oh, wow, there's a lot of wipes here, a lot of sprays, a lot of hand sanitizer," but it's much better for them to make those comments than going, "Where is it?" Or having that doubt in their mind. And I think little things, there can be real simple things that we can help with, like the signage of, what you do when you finish using equipment. Like sometimes I've seen in some gyms, and my son has told me there's these little signs that say, "Wipe down equipment after use." But, depending on where you are, if you've brought your glasses in, like, "Oh, if I don't bring my glasses in the gym, I'm not going to see that sign." That's really important to communicate that and lead by example. And I think first it should start with all the staff, but the real big message for us is make sure that you are perceived as this hygiene being front of mind, because it shows you care for your staff and your client. When you've got that, then the traffic will come to the doors. If not, then you probably find you're just giving your competition business where they'll go elsewhere.
Yeah, and we're hearing anecdotally from some of our members that they haven't, some of our business members and our PTs and stuff, they haven't actually lost members from their particular facility, but there is certainly a cohort that are, I guess, waiting to see before they come back. And I guess this is going to be the more conservative cohort, whether it be the aged or whatever. They need to feel safe to come back. And from my point of view, that perception that you've talked about a number of times, Phil, is absolutely critical, but it needs to be not just a perception, but a reality. And it's really important. We're all human beings. We're very sensual as well. So we operate on what we see when we walk into a gym. So we need to see signs. The gym I go to underneath the office here, it's got a sign right at the front, "No towel, no entry," basically. And they are rigorous on that. If you walk in without a towel, you are shown the door straight away. So it needs to be visual, it needs to be signs. There needs to be, people need to hear as well. So again, the gym I've got underneath me here, they have a public, like a lot of gyms do, they have an internal TV system. And every 5 or 10 minutes, they've got a very short video, and we could use your videos that you guys have produced for this if the gyms haven't got it. Just reminding people to do the right thing, to keep that social distancing, to clean the equipment before and after and so on. Similarly, they need to be able to, in some cases, smell. Again, it comes back to those sensual things. When I walk into a gym and I smell not necessarily bleach, but I can smell the sanitizer, I use it on my hands, it's just another confidence to me that this gym is taking things appropriately. And also touch. So when I touch equipment, I don't want it feeling greasy or sticky because the previous person hasn't cleaned it, or because some of the staff people haven't cleaned it. Again, the gym I go to underneath my office here, they have available free of charge face masks if people want to use them. Now, I've asked the manager how many people actually take them up. Not many people do, but it's a perception thing. And this is where the gyms need to get their act together. Here in New South Wales, they now have to have COVID safe marshals. This is a staff member, not a new staff member, an existing staff member who might put a vest on. It's no use if that person is sitting in their office or sitting behind their counter checking out their message on their iPhone. They need to be out and about. They need to be reminding people to clean. They need to actually clean themselves. Perception is reality. And we need to make sure for all of our gym members who've come back, those who are watching, those who are thinking about coming back, that we are doing everything possible. And that's why I'm actually really excited that we've done this partnership with your company, Phil, because made in Australia, validated and I guess endorsed in Australia, helping Australian businesses. So I just think it's fantastic. I really encourage all of our members to go on and check out the product range. I know you've got a special prices available, which is really good as well. I also, just before we finish up though, just on where we started today, as I said, a lot of members are complaining quite legitimately to me that they are sick to death of hearing health officers, politicians make disparaging remarks and comments about our facilities. Let's be honest, folks, if we don't follow good hygiene practice, some of our gyms can be unsafe environments. There's no question about that, but so can a childcare, so can an aged care, so can your local cafe. So it's up to us to do the right thing. We have the right protocols. With Phil's company, we have the right materials, but we need to do the right thing. But what I would like to, I guess, hear and see is examples that you can send us in here in Fitness Australia of what you are doing in your own gym. If you're a personal trainer, what the gym you go to is doing. If you're a member of a gym who goes to a gym, can you please send through to Fitness Australia images, videos, whatever, of what you're seeing where people are going above and beyond what is, I guess, minimum requirements. We will then put all those images, videos together. We'll get it professionally put together so that we can make a short, sharp video. So every time we hear these comments coming out from people who should know better about how allegedly unsafe gyms are, we can send them a video. We can send it to the media. We can demonstrate to the media we are not a cafe, we are not a bar, we are not a hotel. We have much better practices in place, and it is safer to be in a gym than it is in a hotel or a bar. But we need your input into that. So please send us those images. Please send us the videos. Over the next 4 weeks, we want you to send those in. At the end of 4 weeks, we will make this video. It'll be available then to all of you to use how you see fit, be able to demonstrate to your members, potential members, whoever is you want to share it with. We will share it with the media. We'll share it with politicians. And we're going to actually, for the best idea that comes through, the best example as voted by you, we will, with the support of Phil, we are going to make a $1,000 gift or reward, call it what you like, to that particular gym or particular personal trainer, just as I guess is in part recognition for what you guys are doing. So please send those images in, the videos. We can then put together and make a product that we can then use to help re-educate the general community. Phil, before we finish, any final comments you'd like to pass on?
Oh, look, I think the point you raised there, hygiene leads to a healthy lifestyle. And when you've got, and leads to staying healthy. When people are healthy, they'll come to gyms and they'll keep coming to gyms. They don't stay away. And so it's really a step to look after your staff and client. But just on what we've done to Fitness Australia as our partnership, we have, because of such, we've treated it like a group buying. So the pricing that we've given, like if people go on our website and they don't put in the code, they won't see the Fitness Australia pricing. So that code we've given to all the members is a special pricing. It's not what you see when you go on the website. The pricing that all the Fitness Australia members can access with that code, they can actually even resell to their clients, you know, the canisters or the sanitizers if they wanted to, more cost effective than what they'd find in a supermarket. So they really have got the edge on that part. We're taking care of it from a bulk buying perspective. And we're really keen to hear probably the engagement from any of the members on things they might want or need. You give me an idea just regarding video, that we could create a video just for the members to show to their clients all the different touch points in the gym. But we're a business that really works with client. We like to interact. We're active on social media, and they're going to see this space increase. But anything that, any suggestions or requirements that gyms are saying they require in business to make their businesses healthier, safer, let us know, and we'll be on the front foot to bring them out to you.
So Phil, questions just come through, and you're the expert, so I'm going to leave this to you.
Sure.
Should we be requiring or encouraging or mandating that staff and gym members use gloves when they're cleaning?
Staff don't need to use gloves when they're cleaning if they're using a safe wipe. Like our antibacterial wipes actually are not drying on the hands. But if you've got sensitive hands, then do that. But if you've got constant use with, say, with an alcohol wipe, then I would suggest that you could use that. But you know, it's probably, again, if you're using a wipe that's wiping down and sanitizing a surface, if it's the right type of product like ours, then you've got no risk with anything sort of carrying over in your hands, because it'll kill that. You know, your story about the spray and wipe from Ajax before, the intention might have been really good to have a cleaning material in there, but not knowing that it doesn't disinfect or sanitize your hands. And then what's the risk of the chemical migration to someone's legs or arms while they're on a bench, for example? So that's where, you know, these are not just products that you are cleaning products. These are actually disinfectant antibacterial products we have got that are safe and will do all that. So there's really no need to have the gloves when using our materials, if that answers the question.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what you're using, then you might want to make sure you're protecting yourself.
Yeah, and I guess you've touched on this, Phil. A lot of people, there seems to be an increased sensitivity to products and chemicals and things in today's world, and so it's really critically important, I guess, that people do the right thing, but also check the instructions on the containers to make sure they're doing the right thing as well. But I'm pleased to hear that your products are at least low risk in terms of you know, skin reactions and things like that, because I know from personal experience that, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there on the marketplace, not necessarily cleaning materials, that can really aggravate skin conditions. So pleased to hear that. Okay, well, no other questions there, Phil. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your product range. We're really looking forward to watching this relationship develop. And just to remind people again, please send in your images so that we can put out a really strong statement demonstrating how our environments can be safe if we follow good protocols. And thanks again for your, Phil. I'm looking forward to, as I say, a long-term and productive relationship. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Brian. Good luck to all the members coming back in after COVID, and all our friends in Victoria. We're thinking of you.
Absolutely thinking of our friends in Victoria too, very much so. Thanks, Phil.
Bye.